Welcome to the Ramayan, stories of dharm and devotion. I'm Sandeep, your storyteller, guiding you through the timeless epic of Valmiki's Ramayan. Today, we delve into a chapter that reveals the challenges of waiting, the test of patience, and the deepening bonds of friendship and loyalty. Our narrative draws deeply from Valmiki's original text and is enriched with stories from other Indian traditions, offering you a complete and immersive experience of this eternal tale. In this episode, we witness the onset of the rainy season, a time when nature halts progress, forcing Ram and Sugreev to delay their mission to find Sita. While the rains bring beauty and renewal to the land, they also bring introspection and moments of doubt. This chapter explores how adversity strengthens resolve, and how even delays can offer lessons in faith and perseverance. So, let us step into this pause in the journey and uncover the profound emotions and experiences that unfold during the monsoon.
With Sugreev crowned as the new king of Kishkindha, he returned to his palace, surrounded by the newfound responsibilities of governance. Meanwhile, Ram and Lakshman retired to the slopes of Mount Prasravana, seeking solace and shelter as the monsoon clouds gathered above. One evening, as the rain pattered gently against the rocky terrain, Ram and Lakshman sat within a sheltered cavern, gazing at the mist-covered forests below. Ram's face was calm, yet his eyes betrayed the turmoil within. "Lakshman," Ram began, his voice thoughtful, "this cavern will serve us well during the rainy season. Its rocky walls shield us from the rain, and its elevated position keeps us safe from the flooding below. Yet, as nature forces us to pause, my heart grows restless. Every drop of rain feels like a delay in our mission to rescue Sita." Lakshman looked at his brother, concern etched on his face. "Brother, the rainy season is not the time for war. The paths are treacherous, rivers overflow, and the skies conceal the land beneath. Waiting is not a sign of inaction, it is a sign of wisdom. When the rains pass, we will act decisively." Ram nodded, but his gaze wandered to the horizon. "I understand, Lakshman, yet my mind is heavy with doubts. Is Sita safe? Does she still hold hope that I will come for her? Ravan is a demon king, but he is also of Brahman lineage. I can only pray that his heritage will restrain him from harming her. I hope he remembers the sanctity of his dharm and the code of honor even among adversaries." As the rain intensified, Ram's thoughts turned inward. He closed his eyes and silently invoked the wind god, Vayu. "O Vayu, Lord of the winds," he prayed, "you traverse the skies with ease, touching every corner of the earth. If you reach Lanka, carry my message to Sita. Whisper to her that I am coming, that her suffering will end, and that our bond remains unbroken. Tell her to hold on to hope, for her Ram will not rest until she is free." Lakshman observed his brother's silent plea and felt the weight of his sorrow. He stepped closer, placing a comforting hand on Ram's shoulder. "Brother," Lakshman said softly, "I understand your pain, but mourning will only deepen your grief. The rains are a test of our patience, not a sign of defeat. Let us wait for autumn. When the skies clear and the paths are open, we will march to Lanka, destroy Ravan, and bring Sita back, no matter where he has kept her." Ram turned to Lakshman, his expression filled with gratitude for his brother's unwavering support. "You are right, Lakshman. Grief is not the answer. We must prepare ourselves for what lies ahead. When the rains pass, we will gather our allies and act with the strength of dharm on our side." The two brothers sat in quiet contemplation, the sound of the rain a constant rhythm in the background. Though the delay weighed heavily on their hearts, they found comfort in their shared resolve and the promise of action when the season turned. The rains, though relentless, became a time for reflection, renewal, and the strengthening of their bond, a bond that would guide them through the trials to come. As the rains poured over Kishkindha, Sugreev found himself grappling with the immense responsibilities that came with kingship. The Vanar kingdom, though united under his rule, still bore the scars of division caused by the rivalry between him and Bali. bringing everyone together, healing old wounds, and ensuring the kingdom's stability became his foremost tasks. Sugreev understood that his first duty was to unite the Vanars. Many of Bali's loyalists were wary of Sugreev's leadership, and some harbored resentment over the change in power. Determined to earn their trust, Sugreev extended olive branches, invited them to court, and gave them key responsibilities to show that he valued their contributions. Sugreev often turned to Tara for counsel. Her wisdom and calm demeanor were invaluable in navigating the complexities of governance. "Tara," he said one evening, as they discussed the state of the kingdom, "Bali's shadow still looms large. His loyalists may not accept me easily. How do I ensure their support without compromising the unity of Kishkindha?" Tara, ever composed, replied, "Sugreev, unity cannot be enforced. It must be nurtured. Show them that you are not here to erase Bali's legacy, but to build upon it. Give them roles where they feel valued, and ensure justice is the foundation of your rule. Patience and consistency will win their trust." Sugreev nodded, taking her words to heart. With her guidance, he began holding open councils where all Vanars, regardless of their allegiance, could voice their concerns. This transparency and inclusiveness slowly began to bridge the gaps between factions. Amidst his responsibilities as king, Sugreev made it a priority to spend time with Angad. The young prince, though resilient, was deeply affected by the loss of his father. Sugreev, understanding Angad's pain, took it upon himself to ensure the boy felt loved and supported. "Angad," Sugreev said one day as they sat together, "you are Bali's son, and his courage and strength live on in you. As your uncle, it is my duty to prepare you for your future as the crown prince of Kishkindha. Together, we will honor your father's legacy." Sugreev began personally training Angad in combat, teaching him the skills and strategies necessary to become a great warrior. He also enlisted Hanuman, whose experience and wisdom made him an ideal mentor for the young prince. Under their guidance, Angad learned not only the art of battle, but also the values of leadership, diplomacy, and compassion. Sugreev ensured that Angad's training extended beyond the battlefield, introducing him to the intricacies of governance and the importance of dharm in ruling justly. Sugreev's efforts extended beyond his court and family. He worked tirelessly to rebuild the kingdom's infrastructure, ensuring that the Vanars had the resources they needed to thrive. He focused on creating harmony among the people, fostering a sense of community and shared purpose. Despite the heavy burden of kingship, Sugreev found moments of solace in his interactions with Tara, Angad, and Hanuman. These relationships reminded him of the strength of unity and the importance of compassion even amidst the challenges of leadership. Through these efforts, Sugreev gradually grew into his role as king. He understood that leadership was not just about wielding power, but about earning the trust and respect of those he served. By bringing together the factions within the kingdom, nurturing the next generation, and upholding the values of dharm, Sugreev laid the foundation for a strong and unified Kishkindha. As the rainy season began to wane, the skies cleared, revealing a world refreshed by the monsoon. The rivers, once swollen, receded into calm streams, and the forests glistened with renewed life. Ram, sitting by the edge of the rocky cavern on Mount Prasravana, gazed at the horizon, his thoughts resolute. "Lakshman," Ram said, breaking the silence, "the time for waiting is over. The rains have passed, and the path ahead is clear. We must prepare ourselves for the next phase of our journey." Sugreev promised to aid us, and I trust he will honor his word. Yet, it has been many weeks since we last saw him. Lakshman, ever attentive to his brother's concerns, replied, "Brother, I understand your unease. Sugreev has new responsibilities, but a promise made in the name of dharm must be kept. If he does not come to us, I will go to Kishkindha and remind him of his vow." Ram placed a hand on Lakshman's shoulder, his tone calm but firm. "We will give Sugreev the chance to fulfill his promise of his own accord. Leadership carries burdens, and I can understand how they might consume him. Still, we must be prepared to act swiftly. Sita awaits us, and every moment counts. In Kishkindha, Sugreev was adjusting to his life as king, enjoying the comforts and pleasures that came with his newfound power. With Ruma by his side, he often found himself indulging in leisurely moments, celebrating the stability he had worked hard to bring to his kingdom. Ruma, ever supportive, shared in Sugreev's happiness, but the thought of the promise to Ram lingered at the back of her mind. She knew that the peace they now enjoyed was due to Ram's intervention, and fulfilling that promise was crucial. Sugreev's focus, however, began to waver. The responsibilities of ruling Kishkindha were vast, and the allure of the palace's luxuries often distracted him from the urgency of Ram's mission. Tara, observing Sugreev's growing indulgence, grew concerned. She approached Hanuman, her voice steady but tinged with worry. Hanuman, Sugreev has earned this moment of peace, but it must not come at the cost of his promise to Ram. The time has come to act, yet he seems distracted. If we wait any longer, it may dishonor the alliance that has brought us here. Hanuman, always loyal and perceptive, nodded. You are right, Tara. Ram's patience is commendable, but it is not limitless. Sugreev owes him more than just gratitude, he owes him action. We must remind Sugreev of his duty. Tara and Hanuman decided to speak to Sugreev together. They found him in the royal gardens, enjoying a leisurely moment with Ruma. Sugreev, Tara began gently. You have brought peace to Kishkindha and proven yourself a capable king. But let us not forget the debt we owe to Ram. He has waited through the rains, trusting in your promise. The time has come to honor your word and aid him in finding Sita. Hanuman added, Sugreev, you are a leader now, and your actions set an example for the kingdom. Ram stood by you when you needed him most. It is our turn to stand by him. Let us not delay any further. After Tara and Hanuman expressed their concerns, Sugreev acknowledged the importance of their words. You are right, he said with a sigh. I owe my throne, my peace, and my honor to Ram. I will look into this matter and ensure the search for Sita begins soon. Tara and Hanuman exchanged hopeful glances, believing they had succeeded in reminding Sugreev of his duty. Sugreev, however, while sincere in his intentions, allowed himself to be further distracted by the comforts of his newfound power. Days turned into weeks, and Sugreev's actions did not match his words. While he occasionally pretended to prepare for the search, his focus remained on palace affairs, celebrations, and spending time with Ruma. Though his intentions were not malicious, his inaction began to weigh heavily on Tara and Hanuman. Tara, ever perceptive, grew increasingly worried as she observed Sugreev's procrastination. One evening, she approached him in the royal chambers. Sugreev, she said, her tone firmer than usual, you gave your word to Ram, yet weeks have passed with no real progress. Your inaction risks dishonoring not just you, but our entire kingdom. Do you not see how much we owe him? Sugreev sighed, attempting to reassure her. Tara, I have not forgotten my promise. I will handle this soon. The Vanars are preparing. There is no need to rush. But Tara's frustration only deepened. Sugreev, every moment we delay is a moment lost for Ram and Sita. This is not a matter of convenience. It is a matter of dharm. If you fail to act, it will not just be your honor at stake, but the trust and respect of everyone who looks to you as a leader. Hanuman, too, observed Sugreev's delay with growing concern. Understanding the gravity of the situation, he decided to take matters into his own hands. One morning, he approached Tara. Tara, he said, his voice steady but resolute, Sugreev's inaction cannot continue. Ram has waited long enough, and his patience, though immense, is not infinite. If Sugreev does not act soon, I fear Ram or Lakshman will come to Kishkindha themselves, and the outcome may not be pleasant. Tara nodded, sharing his concern. Hanuman, you are right. Sugreev must be made to understand the urgency of his promise. If he does not act now, it will not just be his honor at risk, it will be the peace and unity of our kingdom. While Sugreev continued to delay, the atmosphere grew tense. Tara and Hanuman exchanged worried glances during court sessions, their patience wearing thin. The Vanars, though loyal, began to sense the unease among their leaders. Sugreev's inaction reached a tipping point when whispers of Ram's disappointment began to circulate. Tara and Hanuman knew that if Ram or Lakshman came to Kishkindha to remind Sugreev of his promise, it could lead to a confrontation that might undo all the progress they had made. Unbeknownst to Sugreev, Ram's patience was being tested. On Mount Prasravana, Ram's thoughts grew heavier with each passing day. Lakshman, he said one evening, his voice tinged with frustration, Sugreev promised to help us, yet he delays endlessly. Does he not understand the gravity of his promise? Perhaps he has grown complacent in his new position as king. Lakshman, ever loyal and fiery in his resolve, replied, Brother, if Sugreev does not act soon, I will go to Kishkindha myself and remind him of the consequences of breaking his word. He owes us not just his throne, but his honor. We cannot wait forever. When no word came from Sugreev despite the passing of the rainy season, Ram's patience finally reached its limit. He called Lakshman to him, his expression heavy with disappointment and resolve. Lakshman, Ram said, Sugreev has forgotten his promise. He enjoys the comforts of Kishkindha while Sita remains in captivity. Go to Kishkindha and remind him of his vow. Let him know that dharm must be upheld and that we will not wait forever. Lakshman, ever fiery in his loyalty to Ram, bowed and set off immediately. His mind burned with anger as he approached Kishkindha. The thought of his elder brother enduring separation and pain while Sugreev indulged in luxury fueled his fury. Hanuman, ever watchful and perceptive, learned of Lakshman's arrival before he reached the gates of Kishkindha. Recognizing the potential danger, Hanuman acted swiftly. He summoned the generals of the Vanar army and had them assemble in the capital, creating an atmosphere of readiness and urgency. As Lakshman entered Kishkindha the next day, his anger was palpable. His eyes blazed as he observed the bustling city, its people going about their lives, seemingly oblivious to the promises their king had made. Lakshman stormed toward the palace, his voice like thunder. Sugreev, he roared, where is the king who swore allegiance to my brother? Where is the king who vowed to aid in the search for Sita? Has he forgotten his promise so easily? His words echoed through the corridors, sending shivers down the spines of those who heard them. Lakshman's anger was not just for Sugreev, it was fueled by the pain of seeing his elder brother suffer alone in the forest, pining for Sita while Sugreev reveled in comfort. Lakshman's hand instinctively reached for his bow, his fury threatening to consume him. If Sugreev does not honor his word, I will raise Kishkindha to the ground, he declared, his voice shaking with righteous anger. Hearing the commotion, Tara intercepted Lakshman before he could confront Sugreev. Her calm demeanor contrasted sharply with Lakshman's fury as she approached him and bowed respectfully. Prince Lakshman, she said gently, her voice soothing, I understand your anger. Sugreev's delay has caused much pain to you and your brother, and for that, I offer my deepest apologies. But I ask you to hear me out before you act. Lakshman glared at her, his anger unyielding. Were I as Sugreev? He thundered. Tara, unflinching, met his gaze. Prince, you should know that all the generals and troops of the Vanar army are gathering in Kishkindha as we speak. The preparations are underway. Once all are assembled, we will begin the search for Sita without delay. Lakshman's fury remained, but Tara continued, her tone firm yet compassionate. Your brother, Lord Ram, is a great man. He sought Sugreev's help not just for strength, but for the unity and knowledge the Vanars can provide. Please, do not give in to your anger. Let us work together to fulfill this mission. Tara praised Ram's virtues and subtly reminded Lakshman of the strategic importance of the Vanars in the battle against Ravan. She also acknowledged Sugreev's failings, explaining that the distractions of kingship had clouded his judgment, but assuring Lakshman that the delay was not born of malice. As Lakshman listened, her words began to take effect. Tara's wisdom and sincerity calmed his fiery temper, and her motherly presence reminded him of his own mother, Sumitra. Slowly, Lakshman's rigid stance softened. Hanuman joined Tara, adding his voice to the conversation. Prince Lakshman, I share your frustration, but I assure you that Sugreev has not forgotten his promise. He needed a reminder, and I will personally ensure that he fulfills his vow to Ram. Please allow us this chance to set things right. Lakshman, though still angered, saw the sincerity in Tara and Hanuman's words. Very well, he said, his tone measured but still firm. I will hold my wrath for now. But let Sugreev know, this is his final chance. Ram's patience is not infinite, and neither is mine. Once Lakshman departed, Tara and Hanuman immediately went to Sugreev, recounting the events and the sheer intensity of Lakshman's anger. Sugreev, Tara said, her voice stern, Lakshman was prepared to destroy Kishkindha. Do you realize how close you came to losing everything? This delay has tested not just Ram's patience, but also his trust. You must act now. Hanuman added, Sugreev, your inaction has brought dishonor to your promise. Ram stood by you in your time of need. Now it is your turn to repay that loyalty. Assemble the troops and lead them in the search for Sita. This is not just a duty, it is your moral obligation. Sugreev, realizing the gravity of the situation, felt a deep pang of guilt. I have erred, he admitted. I allowed myself to be distracted, but no longer. Tara, Hanuman, prepare the army. We will begin the search immediately. Through the wisdom and tact of Tara and Hanuman, a catastrophic confrontation was averted. They not only calmed Lakshman's anger, but also reminded Sugreev of his duty. Their actions underscored the importance of diplomacy, loyalty, and the power of words to resolve even the gravest of conflicts. The stage was now set for the Vanars to mobilize, and for Sugreev to fulfill his promise to Ram, ensuring that the quest for Sita would finally begin.
In this episode, we witnessed the fiery arrival of Lakshman in Kishkindha, a moment fueled by loyalty, frustration, and the burning desire to uphold dharm. Sugreev's delay tested the patience of Ram and his allies, but it also revealed the remarkable wisdom and tact of Tara and Hanuman. Through their calm diplomacy and heartfelt appeals, a potential disaster was averted, and the bonds of loyalty were reaffirmed. Tara's understanding of duty and Hanuman's unwavering commitment to Ram demonstrated the strength of unity and the power of words over conflict. Their intervention not only pacified Lakshman, but also reignited Sugreev's sense of purpose and responsibility, setting the stage for the Vanar kingdom to fulfill its promise. This chapter reminds us that even the most formidable challenges can be resolved through patience, wisdom, and the courage to admit one's mistakes. It is in these moments of reflection and action that true leadership is defined. Join me in the next episode as Sugreev gathers his forces and the Vanar army begins its grand search for Sita, a journey that will take them across vast lands and test their resolve at every step. Share this podcast with your loved ones and let the timeless lessons of the Ramayan inspire your journey. Though the details of this ancient tale may vary across traditions, its essence reminds us of the enduring power of friendship, courage, and righteousness. Until next time, may the light of dharm illuminate your path and fill your heart with peace.